Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Hello, everybody. Hope y'all all doing well. That song was hitting me today, and it goes to the scriptures that Charles he sends to me all the time. Oh, and without further ado, again, greetings to all of you. I'm glad to see you this morning. God continue to bless our pastor. Yes. For, they say a workman is worthy of their hire. That's right. Yes. And before I get into this is not going to be a long message, but it's an important one. It goes to what Deacon Charles read in the morning scripture. Yes. And to the song that pastor. Because if you think that something ain't coming to carry you away from here one day, you will be in for a serious surprise. Come on. Yes. The best example we can always give to anyone, one that actually has some meaning, is the example of where we have experienced it for ourselves. It's hard to share something with the real truth if you don't have an experience it yourself. You can repeat what others have told you, but ain't nothing like a testimony that comes with it experience. So I'm going to use myself as the example because, I want you all to know, somebody said to me this morning that I follow a particular man blindly. And I said, first off, you don't know anything about me. Come on. Nothing other than what I share. Right. Amen. And if there was anything that you need to know about me, know this. I am a God-fearing man, meaning I fear the wrath of the Lord. Amen. And because I fear the wrath of the Lord, and I know that one day I will leave this plane of existence, I want to die right. Come on. I don't want to die wrong. That's right. Now, Pastor was talking about dead people will visit you. So I'm going to tell you about my mother. I'm going to tell you about my father. And then I'm going to tell you about me. I watched my mother languish in a hospital bed for a year. Come on. Mm-hmm. The month that she died in is the month that she had her stroke. Come on. A week before her birthday. Yes. And towards the end, I began to see some things happening with my mom, and I took a picture of it where my mom wrote, and there was a time towards the end when my mom kept doing this. She kept pointing. I was down and said, Mom, what are you pointing at? A clock? Something on the wall, something on the door. You want me? I couldn't. It was beyond me. Yes. Amen. And it wasn't until a few weeks later, after my mom had passed, I realized my mom was seeing her own day. That's right. Yeah. Come on. Yes. Amen. And she was ready. Yeah. Ready to go. She was ready. Yep. Now, I take one day off a month, sometimes two, to take my father to the hospital. Yes. To be checked out every month. Yes. You all may remember that one Sunday he came here back in January where he walked from the door to the pew and he was breathing like he was out of breath. Some of you may remember that. Yeah. I knew something was going on with him, and I decided I need to get more involved in my dad's health care. Right. Yeah. Come on. Since April till this past Thursday, on the last visit I made with him, it was revealed that he has lost 20 pounds. He's not eating. Yeah. Come on. So they're going to do some scans to see if he's got anything going on to rule out some stuff. Yeah. But there ain't nothing physically wrong with him other than just having gotten old. And understand something. Getting old is a privilege denied to many few people. But I think my dad is ready. In his mind, I believe he has given up. There are some things that he may not have forgiven himself for in the past.
Come on.
I think it's weighing on him. And he has stopped eating. Picked back up the smoking after making an earnest effort to quit. So if I got to go and see him every day,
that's all right.
That's what I'm going to do to get him, to get his mind right. Because you don't give up on life. And it's just like when those doctors asked me what I wanted to do about my mom. And I said, God has got to come get my mom.
Amen. Come on now.
Ain't nothing y'all gonna do to make that happen quickly.
That's right. Come on. There you go.
He'll come get her when he's ready.
That's right.
So if I got to be down here with her every day, every other day, for the penny in for a pound.
Right.
That's how I do my commitments now in my life.
Oh yeah. Come on.
See, some people don't understand what commitment is. So let me go on and get into this. Psalms 51. And see, I want y'all to understand this, and then I'm going to talk about myself. Because see, when you committed to something, you try to stand with it.
Come on.
Because you have come to recognize that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything. That's a quote from Malcolm X.
That's right.
Psalms 50. Oh God.
Yes.
According to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies.
Oh, yes.
Blot out my transgressions.
Oh, yes.
Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. You may be seated.
Amen.
I acknowledge, for my sin is ever before me. Now I have told you before what thus saith the Lord in these here pages of this particular book.
All right.
How the children of Israel had to make sacrifices for the people. It was a ritual that had to be done continually.
Yeah.
Why? Because sin was ever before them. The nature of man is sin.
Yeah.
It is still man's nature to sin.
Yes,
Why do you think I don't want the government in charge of the death penalty? Because they are crooked.
Amen. Yeah.
How many people have you seen being released from prison lately after having decades of their lives stolen from them by a corrupt judicial system?
Come on, tell it.
Man can't handle the death penalty.
No.
And that's why when they brought the lady before Jesus, he knew it. He said, I tell you what, he that is without sin, let them cast the first stone. Now the woman was guilty. He was guilty. Christ said, go and sin no more.
Sin no more.
So there is something to be said for that, but even Christians can't grasp that. One simple thing, and it goes back to what Christ said. Yeah, you did all of this stuff on the law. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you did that, but you forgot the weightier matters.
Yes.
Love, mercy, and justice.
Yeah.
Where was that?
That's right.
So I had to come down here so I can show you. Now let me tell you about me. Now some of you know, and I make no qualms about it, but I'm going to say it and put it out there because it is important that you understand why what happened. I am a supporter of Donald Trump. Many of you know that. I am a conservative. I don't care about either party because both parties have been doing this country wrong for a long time.
Amen.
But I had on a Trump t-shirt. Now, I had already gotten some disturbing news about my father, so I wasn't in the best of moods about the losing weight. and I stopped to see a friend, and two individuals decided to accost me verbally.
Have mercy.
Now understand something. There is nothing wrong with you standing up for what you believe in.
Amen. Amen.
Understand that, number one.
Right.
There is nothing wrong with rebuking people that make you angry. God gets angry.
Amen.
You think we won't get angry? We're human.
Come on.
Of course, Jesus rebuked people and told people to step off.
Yeah.
He called the Jewish leadership, you hypocrites. You're nothing but a den of vipers. Now that was a heck of an insult
That's right.
to say that to them.
Right. He showed their call now.
He told Peter, get thee behind me, Satan.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't make no qualms about that. But you see, what happened with me went beyond that. And I won't repeat the thoughts that I had, but I got so... How dare they think they can tell me what I can wear,
That's right. Amen. Come on.
Yeah.
who I can support,
Right. Amen.
or where I can go?
Amen.
Yeah.
Who do they think they are?
That's right.
I rebuked them all right, but it didn't stop there. Because see, in my heart, I felt some other things. I won't repeat them.
Well.
But they kept me up that night,
Amen.
asking God to forgive me.
Right. Come on.
Because my sin is ever before me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My transgressions are ever before me.
Yes.
I didn't have to go sacrifice no goats,
Come on.
because the perfect sacrifice had already been made.
Right.
Yeah.
But I had to get on my knees.
Come on.
Now, I didn't say what I thought to those brothers, but I thought it. What did Christ say to the man when he was talking about adultery? Jesus said, hold up, you don't understand.
Come on. Come on.
If you look upon a woman and lust after her,
Come on.
I say you have already committed adultery in your heart.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what it said.
And my thoughts were evil.
Come on.
And I lay there in bed and I thought about it. I was angry still. I wanted vengeance. I wanted to show them. I wanted to make them understand that you are cost or try to shame me for what I believe and I know is my right to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it was an evil thought of what I wanted to do.
Come
Yeah.
on. Come on.
Yeah.
And when I finished, because it felt good just to think it.
That's right.
I ain't gonna tell no lie. It felt good to think it.
Come on. Come on.
I remember sitting there thinking, am I ready to destroy my good name? Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you leave here, there ain't nothing you take with you but your name. That's it.
There you go. Amen. Thank you.
You ain't taking nothing else
That's right. Amen.
but your name and the acts that you may do, good, bad, indifferent, or nothing, that remains. And I thought, am I ready to throw away the name that God promised me?
All right. Come on.
Am I ready to give all? Am I ready to ruin the lives of my children, the image that they have of me? Because I feel that I have been wronged.
All right. Come on.
And I recognize what Jesus said. He said, vengeance is mine. It ain't yours.
Amen.
I will repay.
That's right. He'll do it.
I got you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
But because I know who I am, I know when I'm screwing up.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes.
Because I fear God.
That's right.
I know when I'm wrong. For once we receive the knowledge of the truth and we willfully continue to sin after, there remains no more sacrifice for sin, but a certain looking forward to of weeping and gnashing of teeth. So every time I had that thought, and this was over a period of 2 days,
It lingered.
every time I thought about those two guys, I went to sin.
That was safe.
In my heart. In my heart.
Oh, yeah.
I even planned something out. In my heart. And when I finished, God forgive me. Lord, so as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So as a man thinketh, so is he. It is not what goes in a person that defiles them, but what comes out.
That's right. Come on.
And I was not going to let that come out of me. Now, does that mean that a person can lay a hand upon me and I not defend myself?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Does that mean I won't tell somebody to step off when they cross the wrong line? Absolutely not.
Come on.
But I will not allow myself to repay evil for evil.
Amen.
Because in Matthew chapter 10, I think it starts at verse 14 or 15, if you go into a town or a home and they do not wish to hear what you're talking about, leave that place, shake the dust from your sandals, and you keep on
Keep
staying.
moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because if you are weak, like the first man, Adam, yeah, Adam was weak. I know hey, I didn't make Adam. God.
That's the truth.
Right. Come on.
He listened to what Eve had to say.
All right.
Yeah.
She listened to what Satan had to say.
Yes.
And Adam ushered evil, sin into the world.
That's right.
Yes, he did.
Yes, it did.
So when we listen to those thoughts in our heart, now understand something. You are not the originator of evil.
That's right.
No.
You are its actors. You are imitating its father.
Yes.
And as I lay there in my anger, the father of sin wanted my soul.
Come on. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
What did Jesus tell Peter? Satan wants you,
Yes.
seeking
Yes, yes.
to have you
Uh-huh.
because you're close up on me. He wants to take everything
Yes.
from you. And let us not forget Job.
Uh-oh. Come on.
God said, do your worst, but touch not his life.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
So if you can't be like Job, this fight ain't for you.
Yes. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Say it. Come on.
Amen.
Say it.
That's it. If you can't be like Job, this fight ain't for you.
Amen.
That's right.
You need to step out, walk away, and go on and let Satan have you. So that is what my message is about to you today.
That's right. Amen.
We all fall prey,
Yes.
but when it gets us down, that is a choice that we get to make.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
You can stand on the word of God,
That's right. Come on.
keep it moving, do what you need to do, or you can yield to the temptation and lose everything.
Right. Amen. Amen.
I pray that does not happen to you. But I'm just a man You're just men and women.
That's right.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
And we all.
We all.
Thank you very much.
Amen. Amen.